In this video, we will learn how to create a data entry form in Excel using its VBA programming interface. I will show you how to use labels, text box, combo box, option button, checkbox, and command button to create a simple and useful form. I have opened a new Excel workbook with a blank worksheet, sheet 1. Let's start by adding the column headers of the details we plan to collect using the data entry form. In this example, we will collect an employee's name, age, gender, department, and software skills. So in the first column, type in name, age in the second column, gender, department, in the next three columns, type in the name of the software, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. Let's apply some formatting to these column headers. We'll change the background color. Apply bold format. Thick bottom border. Next, we will create a user form with the help of the VBA interface of Excel. For that, go to the Developer tab in the Excel ribbon. If your Excel ribbon is not showing the Developer tab, right-click on any of these tabs. Customize the ribbon. Mark the checkbox for Developer. OK. In the Developer tab, Visual Basic. The Visual Basic editor of Excel is activated. To create a new user form, right-click, Insert, User Form. In VBA for Excel, a user form is a customizable window used to collect or display data using text box, labels, or buttons. Before explaining how to add these controls to the user form, let me show you how a blank user form will look like. Click on this green button on the standard toolbar. Without any controls, the blank user form will look like this. If you want to resize the user form, use these control handles. Let's add a label to this user form. Label. To edit the text on this label, caption. Type in the text you want to display on the label. Enter. See, the text on the label has been updated. Now to modify the size of this text, font. Select the font size, 12, bold format, OK. To align this text to the center, text align, text align center. You can change the position of this label if you want to. Let's activate the user form and see what it looks like after adding the label. Run. Now the user form has a label on it. Close. Let's add a few more labels to the user form. Label. To create a copy of this label, right-click, copy, right-click, paste. We can also use Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V keyboard shortcuts to create the copies of the labels. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Let's activate the user form again. See, the user form is updated with the new labels. Next, we will add a text box to the user form, which can be used to collect the name of the candidate. Text box. Name of this text box is textbox1. Let me modify this name. txt name. Naming the controls like text box, combo box or checkboxes make it easier to identify and handle them while writing the VBA code. Let's change the font size of the text box. Okay. Next is age. Age can be collected using a text box or a combo box. In this case, we will use a combo box, a feature similar to the data validation list in Excel. Combo box. Name of this combo box is combo box 1. Let me rename it CMP age. Next is gender. Gender can be male, female or other. And since only one option can apply, option buttons are the best way to capture this data. To create 3 choices for this question, option button, change the caption to male. We'll modify the name of the option button to OPT male. To create a copy of the option button, select the option button, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Female. Modify the name to OPT female. Again, other. Change the name to OPT other. Next is department. For department, we will use a combo box so that the user can pick from a ready-made list of options. Combo box. We'll rename this combo box to CMP department. Let's modify the size of the objects to 16. Next is skills. When a question can have more than one valid answer, checkboxes are the ideal way to collect that information. Checkbox. We'll change the caption to Excel. Rename the object to CHK Excel. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Word. Rename the object to CHK Word. PowerPoint. Name of the object will be CHK PowerPoint. After filling the form, a submit button is needed to finalize and record the data. To create a submit button, command button, change the caption to submit. Let's activate the user form again. Now the user form has labels, text box, combo box, option buttons, check boxes, and a command button. Close. Let's change the background color of the user form. Back color. Highlight. Again. Next step is to populate the combo boxes for age and department with their respective options. For that, right click on this label called user form 1, view code. Now type in the following code. In VBA, we use apostrophe to write comments. Comments are just notes for ourselves. They don't run as code. They are only there to explain what the code is doing. Declare in memory I as long. Now a for loop for I equal 18 to 60. Type in the name of the combo box for age. CMP age dot add item I. Next I. Now let's activate the user form. Now the combo box for age has a list of numbers from 18 to 60. Next one is the combo box for department. Right click, view code. With, type in the name of the combo box for department, CMP department, dot add item, double quotes, type in the first option, technical. Second option, accounts. Third option will be HR. End with. Now the combo box for department has 3 options, technical, accounts, HR. If you want to add more items to this list, right click, view code, dot add item, double quotes, type in the fourth option. And the fourth option got added to the combo box. So we have built a data entry form to capture information. Now to transfer the data from this form to the right cells of the Excel worksheet, we need to write a VBA code with the necessary instructions. This command button should trigger the process of transferring data into the worksheet cells. So the necessary VBA instructions will be placed behind this button. For that, double click on the submit button. Type in the following code. Declare in memory WS as worksheet. Declare in memory next row as long. Declare in memory CTRL as control. Set WS equal this workbook dot sheets sheet 1. Sheet 1 is the worksheet used for storing the collected data. If you have renamed it, make sure to use the new name in your VBA code. This line takes the name typed into the text box and places it in the first column of the worksheet. The line for picking up the value from the age dropdown and placing it in the second column of the worksheet. Similarly, this line takes the department selected from the department dropdown and places it in the fourth column of the worksheet. These three lines check which option button is selected and then send its caption to the third column of the worksheet. This line is to check whether the Excel checkbox is marked. If it is marked, yes will be returned to the fifth column of the worksheet. If it is not marked, no will be returned there. Next two lines are for Word and PowerPoint. This loop clears all text fields, empties dropdowns, and resets all radio buttons and checkboxes on your user form in one go. Let's launch the user form. Run. Type in the name, age, gender, department, skills, Excel, Word. Submit. You can see all the details we filled in the form. Name, age, gender, and department are transferred to the Excel worksheet. Since I had selected the checkboxes for Excel and Word, you will notice S in those columns. For PowerPoint, which I didn't select, the worksheet shows no. Again, submit. Let's add a button on this Excel worksheet that opens our data entry form with a single click. Visual Basic. Right click on the label User Form 1. Insert, Module, Sub, Show Form. Type in the name of the user form to activate. Name of our user form is User Form 1. Let me modify this name, EMP Data Form. You can also modify the title of the user form if you want to. Before returning to Module 1, let's modify the height of some of these VBA controls for better readability. So EMP data form is the name of our user form. Open Module 1. Type in the name of the user form. Dot show. Remember the name of the macro we created in Module 1 because executing this macro will activate our data entry form. Close the VBA editor. To add a button on this worksheet, in the Developer tab, Insert, under Form Controls, Button. A dialog called Assign Macro is activated and the macro which we created in Module 1 is listed here, Show Form. Select the macro. OK. To edit the text on this button, right click, Edit Text. Now when I click on this button, the data entry form is activated. Note that A normal Excel workbook cannot hold the VBA code or the macros we created. For the Excel workbook to hold the macros, it should be saved as a macro-enabled workbook. For that, File, Save As, Browse, Save As Type, select Excel macro-enabled workbook. You can change the file name if you want to. Save. See, the Excel workbook is saved as a macro-enabled workbook. If the VBA code looks a bit confusing, don't worry. Here is a simple hack. Just share the code with an AI tool like ChatGPT and ask for line-by-line explanation. You can also take the help of ChatGPT to modify the code for your requirements. See you soon with another Excel tip. Thank you for watching and wish you a great day.